Come on, guys, I'm telling you. This cave is packed full of treasure and there's no guards. Nothing. It's ours for the taking.
Look, I believe you. I also believe that no treasure worth taking is completely unguarded.
This was dragon territory once upon a time.
Oh, shut it, old man. No one has seen dragons for thousands of years. If you guys don't want to help me get this treasure, I'll claim it for myself.
I have naught to do with my time, whippersnapper. Come on, Gus. Let's at least see if there's enough treasure left to buy us a couple rounds tonight.
If you insist.
It was settled. After packing your bags, the four of you leave within the hour, stopping only to tempt a cleric of Lathander with promises of riches, though less riches than you'll receive, certainly. The road to the mountain cave was long and arduous, though the absence of hostile creatures was eerily noticeable. Owlbears were recently raiding the town's livestock from a cave near the mountains, but they too have disappeared.
We've been walking for hours and seen neither sight nor sound of another soul. I like this not.
Oh, you worrywart. Everything is fine.
Gus has a point, even if you refuse to see it. The disruption of nature's tendencies is troublesome indeed.
The earth beneath your feet suddenly shakes, threatening to knock you off your feet. Though, as soon as the shaking started, it stopped.
As I was saying,
So the earth shakes every once in a while, alright? Big deal. You're sure this treasure is unguarded? I would be remiss in my duties if I needlessly put my life on the line. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we get it. People need healing. We'll get there soon, get the treasure, and get out. Anyone else feel like making snippy comments? Cause if so, you can go home and we'll take your share. The earth behind you suddenly cracks open, emitting intense heat. Peering inside the crack, you can see a land created almost entirely from lava, ash, and death. The blistering heat has started to cook your skin, so you pull back, though something starts clawing its way out of the crack. Something made entirely of fire.
Oh, nothing guarding the treasure. See? Run!
Idiot, run towards the mountain. Fire does poorly in cold weather. You all run towards the mountain slopes, trying to stay far ahead of this fiery creature that has noticed your presence, though it doesn't seem particularly intent on following you too far. Around a bend, you all stop for a rest and a brief refill of your water skins from the natural lake.
blah, this water is tainted with sulfur. Strange. I did not realize this mountain range had any volcanic activity.
I can't seem to purify it magically. We should be careful. Toss your worries aside. The cave awaits. Just ahead, a cave leads down into the mountains. As you proceed down into the cave, you get the feeling you're being watched. The narrow tunnel suddenly opens up to reveal a vast treasure hoard, completely unguarded. You see, I told you. Now how are we gonna carry? No sooner does the bard start talking about divvying up the loot than a huge red dragon emerges from underneath the treasure hoard. Its fiery eyes survey the group as its entire bulk rises, dwarfing everyone. You turn to run, but find the narrow tunnel packed with small, draconic-like creatures with red bodies and long muzzles. They're armed to the teeth, but appear to be waiting for a signal. Slowly, you turn back around and face the red dragon, whose expression is unreadable.
Who is it that dares plunder my hoard while I sleep? Speak!
No one at all. We weren't going to get the treasure at all. We were here seeking the true treasure of the mountain, my lady. You!
You're facing a dragon and you try to be seductive? Don't you have any skills, Bard?
Do you have a better idea?
And how would you assume that I am the treasure of the mountains, human? Why should I believe anything that comes from your treacherous mouth?
Because, your mightiness, we have come to serve the strongest dragon in all the land. I, for one, do hereby pledge myself to satisfy whatever sinful urges you might have. The dragon is silent for a moment.
Very well. Come, little human. I will show you my urges.
The bard has the biggest, most confident smirk on his face as he struts forwards to the dragon, clearly expecting something raunchy in nature. The red dragon suddenly moves her head down and clamps her jaws around his body, causing blood to spurt out around her terrifyingly sharp teeth. With an effortless gulp, the red dragon swallows the bard before she takes in a deep breath and releases a huge torrent of flame, incinerating everyone except you.
You are my servant for the rest of your days. Displease me and they will be short.
Welcome back to Compendium of Monsters. This week's entry, Red Dragons. Before we continue, please make sure you've subscribed to my channel. It helps me out a lot. Red Dragon Wyrmlings are challenge level 4, medium-sized dragons. They have an armor class of 17, average hit points of 75, a speed of 30 feet, a climbing speed of 30 feet, and a flying speed of 60 feet. Red Dragon Wyrmlings have blindside out to 10 feet, dark vision out to 60 feet, and can only speak Draconic to communicate. If you're not familiar with blindsight, it allows you to automatically detect hidden creatures inside the given area. Red Dragon Wyrmlings are unsurprisingly immune to fire damage, though possess no spectacular features other than their Fire Breath action, which creates a 15-foot cone of flame that burns creatures for roughly 24 damage. A Red Dragon Wyrmling's Fire Breath has a 1/3 chance to recharge, so stay out of melee range. Young Red Dragons are challenge level 10, large-sized dragons. They have an armor class of 18, average hit points of 178, a speed of 40 feet, a climbing speed of 40 feet, and a flying speed of 80 feet. Young Red Dragons have blindsight out to 30 feet, dark vision out to 120 feet, and can speak both Common and Draconic. I knew Dracolingo would come in handy for something. Young Red Dragons are also immune to fire damage, though their possible actions are dramatically upgraded compared to a Red Dragon Wyrmling. Young Red Dragons have a multi-attack that allows for 3 hits, 2 with their claws and once with their bite. Young Red Dragons also have a Fire Breath action, which is a 30-foot cone of fire that deals roughly 56 damage. This is 2 1/3 times greater than a Red Dragon Wyrmling's Fire Breath. Stay frosty. Or maybe just stay away? Moving on. The next 2 are some of the most terrifying creatures you'll ever encounter when fighting dragons. Ounce for ounce, Elder Red Dragons are the most dangerous dragons and will easily kill you with plenty of firepower to spare. Do not approach either of the next 2 dragons without a foolproof escape plan unless you want to write up a new character sheet. Adult Red Dragons are challenge level 17, huge-sized dragons. They have an armor class of 19, average hit points of 256, a speed of 40 feet, a climbing speed of 40 feet, and a flying speed of 80 feet. Adult Red Dragons have blindside out to 30 feet, dark vision out to 120 feet, and communicate via Common and Draconic. Adult Red Dragons are immune to fire, though that's not a surprise by now, I hope. Adult Red Dragons have a triple multi-attack that allows them to hit twice with their claws and once with their bite, though their multi-attack allows them to use Frightful Presence, putting the living fear of Tiamat's Chosen into the unwise. Frightful Presence targets every creature the dragon is aware of within 120 feet of itself and is not restricted by line of sight. If you manage to steel your nerves against this fear, you're immune to its effects for the next 24 hours. Adult Red Dragons have 3 uses of the legendary resistance trait, which is basically a f*** you to all your attempts to make it less dangerous. Adult Red Dragons use their Fire Breath action to scourge the land of the living, dealing roughly 63 damage per use with a 1/3 chance to recharge. Adult Red Dragons also have 3 legendary actions, but we'll talk about those in a second. Meanwhile, shouldn't you be questing somewhere else? No? Good luck. Last, and certainly not least, the creature that strikes eternal terror into the hearts of the living, Ancient Red Dragons. Ancient Red Dragons are challenge level 24, gargantuan-sized dragons that range between 40 and 64 feet tall. They have an armor class of 22, average hit points of 546, a speed of 40 feet, a climbing speed of 40 feet, and a flying speed of 80 feet. Ancient Red Dragons have blindside out to 60 feet, dark vision out to 120 feet, and communicate via Common and Draconic. Unsurprisingly immune to fire damage, Ancient Red Dragons turn up the heat with their Fire Breath, dealing roughly 91 damage per use with a 1/3 chance to recharge. To take half damage, you have to succeed on a dexterity saving throw of 24. Good luck! Like Adult Red Dragons, Ancient Red Dragons have 3 use of the legendary "You chicken strips" resistance trait. Ancient Red Dragons have a triple multi-attack that allows 2 hits with their claws and 1 hit with their bite. Oddly, Ancient Red Dragons, like Adult Red Dragons, have the option for a tail attack, though it is not included in its multi-attack and the tail attack doesn't send the target flying. Why would they ever do this on their turn? The action economy is in shambles! I'm kidding. You'll see why the tail attack is relevant in just a moment. Ancient Red Dragons can also use their Frightful Presence to put the fear of Tiamat into you, but it's a lot harder to get your head back on straight after a brush with death incarnate. Ancient Red Dragons and Adult Red Dragons have 3 legendary actions. If you don't remember what legendary actions are, these actions can only take place between other creatures' turns. For 1 legendary action, an Ancient or Adult Red Dragon can make a perception check or use its tail attack. See? Turns out the tail attack is useful. For 2 legendary actions, an Ancient or Adult Red Dragon can beat its wings and cause enemies within 15 feet to get thrown back and knocked prone. The Ancient or Adult Red Dragon can then fly up to half its flying speed. Thought you were safe? Guess again. Speaking of safe, if you're going after an adult or especially an ancient red dragon, there is no safe. You are going up against Tiamat's favorite color of chromatic dragon and will be killed in short order. Oh well, at least the dragon might get an appetizer out of it. Red dragons are the most covetous dragons in existence. They seek tirelessly to amass massive treasure hoards and are exceptionally vain. A red dragon is often surrounded by the stench of sulfur and pumice, though this often has to do with the superheated locations they call home. Red dragons can generally be found in mountains, badlands, or other locations with tall hills that allow the dragon to survey its territory. This puts them at odds with copper dragons, but let's be clear, an ancient red dragon could eat an ancient copper dragon for breakfast and still be hungry. Red dragons are destructive, ruthless, arrogant tyrants that fly into a rage and act more impulsively than you when you're drunk buying things off Amazon. Red dragons are so ferocious and vengeful that they're the archetypical evil dragon for most cultures, which is interesting considering red dragons view themselves as supreme leaders. Red dragons do not keep servants as constantly as other types of dragons might, though when a red dragon requires servants, it is only interested in chaotic evil humanoids. Slaves, I mean servants, for a red dragon live in constant fear of being roasted or eaten for displeasing it, spending most of their time in a sycophantic state to remain alive. But wealth is where red dragons are really dangerous. A red dragon can judge the worth of a bauble within a copper piece, within a mere glance. Red dragons also know the value and history of every single item in their hoard, as well as the item's specific location. Red dragons notice the absence of a single coin and are willing to burn down entire empires to get that one copper back. If you're gonna steal from a red dragon, please make sure it's very dead. Elder red dragons have lair actions and regional effects that can turn any battle for their turf in their favor. At the start of each round, a red dragon can use one of the following effects, though it can't use the same effect twice in a row. Spontaneously erupt a magma geyser from thin air within 120 feet, causing nasty burns. An earthquake that shakes creatures prone, or emit a poisonous gas which is dangerous and causes nearby area to become lightly obscured. As far as regional effects, you'll know when you're coming up on a red dragon's lair. Small earthquakes are common within 6 miles of the lair. Water sources within a mile of the lair are supernaturally tainted with sulfur, and rocky fissures form within a mile of the lair that connect portals from none other than the elemental plane of fire. These portals allow creatures from the elemental plane of fire to emerge onto the material plane and provide the dragon with free protection. Happily, if the red dragon is killed, the regional effects fade over a maximum of 10 days. Warning: Tomb of Annihilation, spoilers ahead. Currently, the only red dragon my players have encountered is a young red dragon named Tinder in an abandoned mine in the south of Chult. The party traveled from the Dwarven Forge of Harak Kamar to Wormheart Mine at the request of the albino dwarves who wanted to have access to ore and minerals. Having not fought a dragon before, the party was apprehensive about fighting a dangerous opponent of unfamiliar power. Torin threw himself down into a pit with Tinder to get into melee range, just for the young red dragon to scald him. Nala and Zaylee saved the day with their precise spells and attacks. Tinder was utterly defeated before she had the chance to escape and harass the party in their later travels. Tinder was skinned, and Nala currently has approximately 50 pounds of red dragon scales that she's planning to sell to a hapless merchant back in Peaceland. That is, if the party survives the Tomb of the Nine Gods. Anyways, what do you all think of red dragons? Which age of red dragon is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and share my video across social media. I'll see you all next time.